Madina MP Francis Sosu is a wanted man. The police has received the blessings of the Carnation District Court to arrest and detain the MP after he failed to show up in court for the third time. He's accused of destroying public property and unlawfully blocking a public road. The MP was supposed to show up in court this morning, but his lawyers say he was attending to parliamentary business, a reason they had advanced on the two previous occasions he failed to show up. The MP was supposed to show up in court, but he refused, and his lawyers say he was attending to parliamentary business.
It is open knowledge, and we have told the court that that's why he can't come. He's on national duty, so he can't come. The court says that, the prosecution says that if he doesn't come, we've demonstrated we don't want him. That's all. He's ready to fight his court, and we will fight the court. But exercising a right that the law grants you by filing a motion and others does not stop the court from saying that we cannot exercise that right. So we will come back to this court. This issue that then we will advise ourselves. We will come back to the court. If it is true that he's in parliamentary committee or he's not gone for the parliamentary committee, I think it is best for the public to judge whether he went there or he didn't go there. Right. I have told the court what I know, and I have integrity, I have credibility, and I'm sure the Honorable Sosu would love to have been here, but because of the duty in Parliament and the position as the deputy ranking, he could not come. That is why we have come. We've been truthful, and if that will be punished for being truthful, I don't think that it is. So we'll see what we'll do after.
Last week, Mr. Sosu said he feels targeted by the state for his activism.
We are doing politics, and we cannot undermine the impact of what we're doing. There have been very major things in this country, and I've been a very huge and loud voice on them. I recall when, for example, the Ghana Bar president once upon a time had an issue, I was one of the voices that said he should resign. When the Chief Justice was implicated in $5 million bribery allegation before the General Legal Council, I was one of the people who was insisting that he should resign. And I made very, what I would call very strong statements, which I know that people in power would definitely not be happy with those statements. And then when issues were going out of hand, I was part of people who are introducing bills to remove CJ from the General Legal Council, remove some of the senior judges from the General Legal Council. So these are not things that we should take lightly. And many people will not feel will not feel so great about these things. I believe it can be a good grounds for people to target me, and I will not be surprised if I'm targeted for harm or any of those things. Honestly, I felt very insecure by the things the police did. Yes, I felt my security had been compromised to the extent that even when the matter before the Parliament committee, they could even go ahead and then interdict my personal bodyguard. Clearly, you've taken away my security. And
So that bodyguard is still not with you?
Yes, absolutely. I'm supposed to be entitled to a police bodyguard, but once you've interdicted him, it means that he cannot work. So for me, it is not appropriate.
But you have a replacement?
I don't have a replacement. And you don't just get replacements for those. You need to be sure of who is coming and so on and so forth, because...
So there was a replacement, but you were not sure of the security?
I don't have a replacement.
The police administration has not made any effort to replace?
Not at all. And it means that it will take a personal effort to either get a personal, security until such a time that this whole saga is resolved. Shouldn't government be asking a question? Why would a member of parliament be the one to lead demonstration together with his people? Why would government not asking the question? So where is the contractor who had signed 11.5 million Ghana cedis contract and never showed up on the road for over 1 year? Shouldn't government be asking questions? Who gave the contract? Why are you not supervising? Why is the person not on the road? Why? So what is the sanction regime for people who don't do their job?
Lawyer for Sosu Adawudu has filed a stay of proceedings to set aside criminal summons. My colleague Kwekwa Sante will walk us through the legal suit. Kwekwa Sante, what does it say?
So, Aisha, just like you said, this summons is being sought to be set aside by lawyer for Sosu, Victor Kojogan Adawudu. And on their face, it says motion on notice by Victor Kojogan Adawudu of the chambers mentioned, who are solicitors, to set aside the proceedings and the criminal summons that have been filed against the MP. This suit is also seeking to stay proceedings until the time that this substantive motion to set aside the summons will be heard. And this case, as we know, has been adjourned to 12 January 2021. But essentially, the crux of the issue that the honorable members' lawyers are arguing is that the application and the specific charges that have been filed against the MP are not true. And so, of course, the police are arguing that this MP was engaged in conduct that distracted a public highway as well as destroyed public property. They don't want to see the entirety of this trial. They are seeking to set it aside. Let me read some portions of this application that has been filed. They are saying that in the exercise of the constitutional and the rights of the MP, the demonstration was organized in accordance with the laws of the land, and the police were notified in accordance with the Public Order Act. And at the said demonstration, the police were available to provide security for the demonstrators and also to control both human and vehicular movements on the said date as the citizens were going about their constitutional rights. Essentially, the argument of Sosu's lawyers is that the specific charges that have been filed against him are the figments of the imaginations of the police. It is not something that actually happened on the day that the demonstrations happened. He's saying that he did not distract any public property. He wants the police to state specifically what public property he has destroyed. And also to say that in the course of the demonstration, of course, a few things might have happened where the youth might have tried to block the road. But he, as member of parliament, was actually there to try and convince the youth to stop doing that. And so it is an anomaly for the police to seek to put it on him as the person who blocked the road or invariably destroyed public property. So he's seeking to set aside these charges, and whilst pending that this suit and the main issue will be heard, he's saying that they should stay all the proceedings until the time that the substantive issues have been dealt with, Aisha.
Right. So, Sosu's lawyers are filing a stay of execution, and it's something we are monitoring. We'll bring you details as and when we have it.